it's hidden. They hide it whenever you're doing the live stream. And I was touching it so it wouldn't go away. But
it's cool.
All right, sorry about that, guys. Whenever it kind of starts to, whenever the screen goes dark, we're gonna lose some viewers from that. Damn it! But when the screen goes dark, the stop button disappears. And it becomes opaque with the background, transparent with the background. So hit end, my fault. But please take it away again. That's my fault.
I promise you, if you spend a month here, all the political crusading and all the stress that you feel from the servile society will melt away. You could already see Shane starting to change right before your eyes. He's starting to relax a lot more. He's communicating a lot more. He is so much, in my opinion, different than my first experiences with him. So yeah, like it just makes you relax once you get here. I don't even know how to describe how peaceful you feel when you realize that the bludgies aren't going to come down and beat the crap out of you for whatever the hell you're going to do, or give you a $500 fine for not having insurance on your car, or anything like that. Basically, if you don't feel like stopping for a bludgie, just keep driving to a paid parking lot, go into the paid parking lot, and they won't follow because they don't want to pay for to leave the parking lot. And all they're trying to do is just get $5 out of you so they can go on with their day. Pay the bludgies, don't pay the bludgies, it doesn't really matter. Don't stop for cops. That's kind of like the motto around here. A lot of people do, but just remember, you don't have to give them 2,000 pesos. Give them 100. Right. Be firm with 100. If you're willing to negotiate with them, say, I only have 100. That's all you're going to get, and they'll take it and go away.
Right. Yeah. And I mentioned earlier about and keep in mind for the new listeners here that may have gotten the notification this time and joined. Go back to the first live stream. I fudged up. Anyway, I was mentioning the fact that that's good. But anyway, I mean, it's certainly been. I told him last night, I was like, this is surreal. Like, first off, I can't believe I'm in Acapulco. Like, that's crazy. It's crazy. It's funny. I shared a memory from a year ago, and this was the day I moved to Austin. A year ago. It was a year ago yesterday. And a year ago yesterday, we arrived in Acapulco. So I don't know what that means, but this last year has been incredible for a lot of reasons, and it's very much been a transient sort of thing. I've lived in four different houses. 2, 3. Yeah, this is the 4th house in the last year.
Wow.
And it's been my 6th. You'll be my 9th roommate.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
So yeah, things have definitely been in flux, and. I don't know, man. You reached out to me with this offer. There were some things, there's the housing situation I have in my personal life, which I talked about on Patreon quite extensively. And really, it just felt like the right time. I didn't know what to expect. There's a lot of, it seemed like a lot of hesitancy and fear from those that are in my life, and I understand that completely. I really do. And again, it comes down to the reality versus the expectation. It's like you're in Mexico. You better watch out. People are going to pickpocket you. You're in Mexico, you better watch out, X, Y, Z is going to happen, the cartel is going to get you, this is going to happen, that's going to happen. And I was saying in the last video, whenever you were dealing with, handling the electricity issues, that it's, I don't know, like you have the sort of things you see in America, but then you have even more than that. You have, people who, they just, they bring a cart out and they sell food, and there's no health permit, there's no, there's the food's not FDA regulated, there's no regulation whatsoever. They're probably not going to pay taxes on it either. And, no bludgies are out there harassing them. But in the USSA, your kid opens up a lemonade stand, you might get a couple $100 ticket. She didn't, pay $500 for that lemonade stand to get licensed. So it's a different world, and I don't know. It's we can explain. We can talk about this all night, but you really don't get a feel for it until you're actually here. Yeah. It's hard to envision.
We could talk about the second realm for a minute, which is really interesting here.
Yes.
So basically, most of these people, they raise their livestock at home, or they grow their. Or I've got a lime tree right behind us, overhanging the pool, and they just pull limes from the trees, take it to market, and sell it to one of the vendors at the market, and that's all second realm. Nobody pays taxes on it. Nobody wants to talk about it. They just pass it on to that person. The vendor then sells it for cash to another person, and that person takes it home and makes meals on the street for people, and then they earn cash for that. and then so on and so forth, and it circulates all in the second realm. Rarely do people pay taxes here. It makes you feel very comfortable. The only thing that doesn't make a lot of people feel comfortable is they would like a bottom line price, and there is no bottom line price here. Earlier today we experienced a nice restaurant, a very nice man down the road, didn't quite understand our situation. I tried to explain we were here for 6 months, but instead he said come in, didn't give us prices on meals. We left paying almost $10 for that meal, and we won't be going back there again.
And you didn't even get anything.
I didn't buy anything.
I wanted to get some breakfast, and I ordered coffee because I could use a coffee. Why not? I drink that most mornings, so I ordered coffee, ordered some hot cakes and some eggs, and I guess the side for that isn't like sausage or bacon. It's just it's bread. So it's like those cinnamon rolls, I guess you could say. They're kind of like cinnamon rolls. The bread was fantastic. Those were they first brought out, and then they brought out the coffee, and I had to make it myself, which I'd never done before. I made it in coffee makers. I haven't used Nestea or whatever and made my own coffee. So I was I just drank the hot water, which is fine. I mean, water was hot. Water's good in any situation. So I drank that, and then I had the hotcakes were out, and it's 2 hotcakes, some hot water, and 2 pieces of bread, and it cost what was it? Almost 200 pesos.
Yeah,
like
180 plus the tip.
Yeah,
which, if they understood our situation, we were going to be here for 6 months, they would get repeat business, and they'd see us every night. Last night we were on the strip, and we had enchiladas. We had
delicious, absolutely delicious.
4 servings of delicious enchiladas. He had a serving, I had 2 servings, and my dog had a serving. We walked out of there paying the same price.
Yeah. So, obviously, not everyone understands economics.
Yes.
And it would have fared far better, to get repeat business than to. And I guess we can talk about this a little bit. I guess the treatment of gringos.
Yeah.
Obviously, might be, and that's why they don't have prices on there. Right? Because apparently there are a lot of Canadians here that come here to stay in Acapulco and all sorts of stuff. So typically gringos get charged higher prices for things because they've got a lot more money. So I guess you want to talk a little bit about that in regards to
sure.
vendors and things.
Yeah, the gringos are kind of like a protected class amongst the government and the locals. And we bring lots of money to the area to continue economic growth for everybody, so everybody continues to work. And sometimes we're a little foolish in when we hear the price, we think that's the final price. And it's never the final price. You could always negotiate. The locals are very sweet, kind-hearted people. They work hard. And price is always negotiable. So, like when you see the first price, don't accept it. Just keep moving and work for, what you feel is a fair price for the service and the labor. And you continually move towards that. If you accept the first price, or you don't ask the price at all, and they give it to you, and then they give you the ticket, still negotiation is still on the table, but it's a little less on the table once you've already got it in your stomach.
Right. Yeah, and that was that $10 breakfast this morning. I jinxed myself last night. I was like, breakfast is the cheapest meal of the day. It is. And that's about 4 meals of what I've had so far here. So I might have jinxed myself a little bit. I'm not superstitious, but but yeah. So I guess moving on here with the day. I mean we went to Walmart this morning. This is another interesting thing. I just found out a week ago that they had Walmarts in Acapulco. 2 Walmarts in Acapulco, different size of town and all, but it's like, okay, they have Walmarts. I wonder if they have a pharmacy. They do. But we went and got some supplies. We got some new keys made this morning, and not only is there Walmart, but there's Subway, there's McDonald's, there's Starbucks. I mean, anything you can get in America, you can get here.
Yeah. Just about it. Anything that you can't get in America, you can get here. Sometimes Macs, those MacBook fans out there, you'll have a little time struggling finding one, just like I did when my MacBook Air crashed into the ground and broke, and I had to buy a new one.
Right. Yeah. So that was another interesting thing. I mean, it's not I don't know. Again, it's reality versus expectation. I mean, you go there, like I call it I call it the local pharmacy. Oh, yeah, and by the way, the pharmacy is really close by, and they have the test strips I need for cheaper than what Walmart offers. So that's certainly incredible. It's a very, very short walk. But yeah, it's basically anything you can get in the States, you can get here. And I don't know. Again, that expectation is that it's this third world country. You aren't going to be able to get anything that you need, and that's just not the case. There's a lot of money flowing through here. If you drive through Acapulco to Bonfil, you'll see. You'll definitely see that this isn't. It's not that much different. But what is different is obviously the bludgies, the government. You can see the BIPCOT, no government license flag behind us. There's really no influence from government.
There's no influence from government. There's a lot less joblessness. Everybody has a job. They just make one up and go out and do it and accept tips. There's very little homelessness because you can just buy a little piece of property and build a shack on it and live out of the shack if that's all you can afford. The government doesn't come along and tell you, hey, we don't feel that safe, so you can't stay there.
And tell me a little bit about, because you mentioned this to me, you're like, yeah, I noticed the rebar sticking out of all the roofs of every house.
Yeah, so typically when you're driving around Mexico and you see a lot of unfinished houses everywhere. There's a very specific reason for that. If your home is not finished in Mexico, you do not have to pay the taxes on the home. So that means you get to circumvent the taxes and also live with shelter. And that's a beautiful thing to me.
Yeah, it is. And we were talking earlier about all the possibilities that are available here. And it's worth mentioning. You mentioned the expats, but as people with from coming from all different situations, whether it's military, whether it's someone like me who is just an anarchist looking for more freedom, if it was you or whomever, really it's a lot of different people coming to one location to find freedom, and obviously a lot of other things too. Opportunity, being able to being able to not be stolen from as much, and it's a really incredible place. I've only been here. It's been probably about 24 hours at this point. Only 24 hours, but everyone's been super kind. I've gotten a more of a first-hand experience on how things work here, and some things we won't mention in this live stream just for purposes of reasons.
Patreons, heads up.
Patrons, yeah, you'll get more of that. You'll get some exclusive information there. Things that we aren't going to just disclose to the world of YouTube. It's just not going to happen. Haven't been to the beach yet, but we'll get there.
Yeah, we'll get there eventually.
And it's been busy. I mean, if you think about how long it takes to figure out relocate in the United States and find a house and all that. I mean, we found a house in 24 hours. We're getting things squared away here.
Yep.
You're gonna be here for 6 months. I'll be here for 2, maybe more. Have to get that stuff ironed out. But within a couple of days, a lot of it will be, a couple things will be done, and the rest will be slated for, to be finished very soon. And I don't know what else to say. It's been great so far, and
I can add something.
Please do.
There are dangers everywhere in the world, and here, just like everywhere else, there are dangers. But if you are looking for more freedom, if you are looking for something else that will call to you, give Acapulco a try. Come on down, take that chance. Don't sell all your stuff, just take a month, and it won't cost you very much for that month. Just don't try to plan it on the internet. Call local, contact the locals. We will get you here in and out as cheaply as possible and give it a try. Many people are called to this area, some are not. So give it a chance.
Right, yeah, and you can take vacations anywhere. You can go to Europe, you can go Cancun, you can go to Colorado, wherever. But keep in mind the plane tickets to Mexico City, and even comparable to the United States. You can even fly into Acapulco as long as it's kind of an off day, and you'll pay a very very cheap plane ticket down here. And once you get here, you can live as cheaply or as expensively as you want to. It's open to everybody. Wherever you come from, and that's very much like Bonnie, where Doesn't matter if you're a millionaire. Doesn't matter if you make $100 a week. It makes no difference whatsoever. There are lifestyle changes available to you, so you can increase your freedom and your invulnerability to coercion. So. Just off the top right here, come to Acapulco, give it a chance. You don't have to have a whole lot of money saved up. I'm not gonna say how much money I came down here with, but for a 2-month vacation to Mexico, it's less than you think it is. And and I guess another side benefit too is if you have have a digital nomad business, a side hustle that you can't quit your day job because your side hustle is not enough to sustain you there in the States. Well, cost of living here in Acapulco, it's much easier.
It's a third of the cost.
It's much easier to do what you want to do and what you love. So I think that's certainly worth mentioning. For those who are thinking about self-liberational media but don't really know if you can sustain yourself that way, probably not just that way, but digital nomadism. You've got skills. If you put out a podcast, put out videos, there are skills that you can offer to people to sustain your lifestyle here. So
it's a good time to bring up semi-nomadism.
Please do. Yeah. Oh yeah, and also I guess you mentioned before, kind of the disadvantages of being a nomad. Talk about that.
Yeah. It gets cold a lot. My body breaks down, and it's too cold for me to stay in a northern state. So I have to figure something out. I'm a day laborer. I'm not a guy that will be a digital nomad. I won't make hundreds of dollars an hour, not even $20 an hour, working online full time. So I go back to the States and I work cash jobs for about 6 months, and I save up all my money and I practice saving all my money until then. And then I come down here with all the money that I saved, and I live a modest to lavish lifestyle. I go out every night, but I also rent a little bit more rustic buildings, and I keep it a lot more low-key than most people would. So it just depends on your skill level and what you want to do. You can literally just roll in and out of the United States every 6 months if you wanted to. You don't have to be stuck in the U.S. It's not about your job. It's not about your house. It's not about your cable contract that you just signed for 2 years. Sorry.
Right.
Like, I've had that excuse. People and they've told me they can't leave the States, and I ask them why, and then I get crickets. I'm like, are you sure you don't have a reason? They're like, I just signed a cable contract for 2 years. So...
It's like, I don't want that $150 cancellation fee. Well, what are your property taxes there, bud?
Yeah, the only thing that's holding you back is you. You can do it any way you can. Like if you're a digital nomad, if you just want to work 6 months out of the year and take 6 months off and relax, you can do that too. Or even 4 months. $1,500 a month is extremely reasonable just for a visit. You can do... Yeah, no, $1,500. Like your first time coming, $1,500 is very reasonable. Your first time getting here. That includes travel.
Okay.
There and back. That includes kind of bumbling your way through for the first few days, spending too much money.
Yeah.
And then once you get the hang of it, then you realize, I only need to spend $200 a month for an apartment. Oh, okay. Tacos only cost 40 cents. Oh, okay. Once you get the hang of it, then it gets down to I was living off of $380 a month.
Right. And Adrienne says hi from Atlanta, Georgia. Hey, thanks for joining us. And I don't know much about Atlanta, but it's in the States, so I'm sure it's expensive. So if you're looking for more freedom and more invulnerability coercion, then maybe consider take a trip to Acapulco. Definitely consider it. Glad you're here. Feel free to post any questions or comments in chat. Plugged into charge right now, and we're here. It's I don't know what time it is right now, but we've got time. So feel free to drop any questions, share it around, and all of that. We lost a couple listeners when we thought the live stream ended last time, but it's okay. It's certainly okay. Let's see, who else do we have here? Adrienne, we want to move to Acapulco. Okay, very good.
Come on down. Just ask for some help. We have Acapulco
365, 24/7.
Yeah, on Facebook. Just type in Acapulco. You'll see several groups in there. Just look for the English-speaking groups, and those are the anarchists helping other anarchists move down here. On the Road to Mexico is another good one. Anarcho-Forco, probably one of my favorite ones. Now, it doesn't help you move here, but it's a very organic type of movement. There's a lot of cool people in that group. Anarcho-Polco, a lot of great people in that group. Just type in Acapulco on Facebook.
Yeah,
you may not have it, but
ask for help.
Yeah, ask for help. We're more than willing to help.
Yes, indeed. So she said we have 4 little kids and 3 step, planning to full-time RV soon.
Sweet.
So,
That's
come on
very
down.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, come on down. Bring your RV across the border. If you want to do it like by the book in Mexico, they allow you to keep your RV in Mexico for up to 10 years with a tip pass in your window. For normal vehicles, they only give you a 6-month tip pass on there. So it just kind of depends if you want to deal with the bludgies or not. Once they see that like little reflective medallion, they tend to leave you alone unless there's a glaring problem with what you're doing. Yeah, come on down and bring your RV, park it somewhere, and move into a house or live in your RV on the beach. Who cares? Just figure it out. Yeah, no one really cares. Just park it on the street, and pretty much the only people that care are the people that on the street. No one's going to call the cops on you. Like they might ask you to move, and you'll just move down a little way, and then they're happy. And
Yeah, people here don't really like to call the bludgies, do they?
no, they definitely. I think what we heard last night is we hate the cops.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was like within the first 30 minutes we were with his contact, and he was
Yeah.
like, "Yeah, fuck the police."
Yeah.
It's like, all right, I like this. So, no problem, Adrian. Obviously, reach out to us. You can reach Jason Henza on Fascistbook, and just feel free to reach out. I'm not the one to ask for help here. I'm the one getting help right now. So reach out to folks. I've been reading every post that comes through on Acapulco, and people ask questions. Like, I'm in this situation. What do you think would be best? And there's always comments. People are willing to help. Because I think more than just speaking individually, and this is where I start, is individually. Increase your own personal freedom. It's a lot easier than trying to help other people. But I think kind of I don't think this is necessarily a stated goal, but with the lack of enforcement and with the lack of government, and that's a good thing. It's not some statists will say, there's a lack of government here, and they mean it like it's a negative thing. There needs to be more. That's what I'm saying, obviously. But you could. I think there's a real opportunity to, whether it's here or somewhere else in South America or Mexico, that country shopping could reveal a very great opportunity. And as far as Acapulco right now, there might be a way to bring property-loving people, private property-loving people here, and be very, very attractive for a lot of business. So, yeah. Let's see what we got here. Nothing else from Adrian. All right. Very good. So there's a lot going on in the background. Sorry. We got people working.
Got people working. Got a very happy dog hearing other dogs bark, and that's making her excited.
Yeah. So I don't.
Okay, quieter when she starts.
All right. Well, background noise. But I don't know what else we'll be up to tonight. Beers are cheap, obviously.
Yeah,
That's good.
probably the Strip tonight. Maybe we'll go check out the sunset. It hasn't gone down quite yet. Maybe it'll be going on.
Yeah, so we're gonna get back to it, and expect more live stream barking like this in the future. And happy and free in Acapulco.
Hell yeah.
So patreon.com/Fauna. Get access to those couple videos I mentioned earlier. You're gonna want to see those. $2 a month. I certainly do appreciate it. I'm hoping to have Patreon be a main one of the main sources of income here for Acapulco. It doesn't take much. So I'm going to put out a lot of stuff there, and certainly do hope you follow along with this journey, get access to the documentary and all of those great things, and I certainly do appreciate your support. And I think that's about it. You got anything else to say, Sammy? No, guess not. How about you?
Patreon. Feel free to make a request if you want to see something interesting down here. Maybe we'll go and see it, and then show you via video.
Yes, because I have, as I've said a couple times, pretty incredible. I've got LTE with AT&T down here. So, John Hagen, hi from Michigan. Have fun tonight. Hey, John. Hey, great to hear from you, man. Hope things are going good for you. It's always good to see you at the Midwest Beach Fest. So, glad you tuned in. And we'll certainly have fun. I talked to him, and we got to get the internet situation figured out here, which won't be hard. But it won't be until next week. So we'll just be having fun and living off of very, very little cash. So It's certainly going to be great, and I'd love to have you down here for for vacation. Come on down. So, anything else?
Nope, that's it.
All right. Well, that's it for us from now. And if we get down to the beach tonight, you might see a live stream from there. I don't know, but it's don't count anything out. We can do what we want down here. So, all right. Thanks, guys. Have a good one.